YouTube channel Civil Engineering Knowledge by Rukshat. So in the last video I have started third chapter of surveying, that is linear measurement, and I have told you that the linear measurement is primarily divided into three heads, that is direct measurements, measurement by optical means and electromagnetic method. So first, the direct measurement is again further subdivided into 5 types. So in this video I am going to explain about it. Direct measurement. This direct measurement is further subdivided into 5 different types. First is pacing. Next, measurement with piezometer. Third one is measurement with pedometer. Fourth one is measurement by odometer. Measurement by odometer and speedometer. Speedometer. And fifth one is chaining. These are the different types in direct measurement. First is pacing. Next, measurement with piezometer, measurement with pedometer, and measurement by odometer and speedometer. Next is chaining. So first I am going to explain what is pacing. Measurement of distance by pacing is chiefly confined to the preliminary surveys and exploration where a surveyor is called upon to make a rough survey as quickly as possible. The pacing method is used for quick survey. Whenever we want to do the surveying in a fast and easy manner, we are using this pacing method. It may also be used to roughly check the distance measured by other means. It is used for checking the distance. For checking the distance as a rough estimate, we are using this pacing. This method consists in counting the number of paces between the 2 points of a line. We can count the number of paces between 2 points of a line. Means, suppose this is point A, this is point B. So, for counting the number of paces, paces means footsteps. So, from point A to point B, to count the distance, means for counting the number of footsteps, we are using this pacing method. The length of line can then be computed by knowing the average length of the pace. By taking the average length of the pace, the overall length between the A and B can be found out. The length of the pace varies with the individual and also with the nature of ground, the slope of country and the speed of pacing. So this length usually depends upon the nature of the ground. It usually depends upon nature of ground or slope of a country or speed of pacing. So these are the different factors on which the pacing usually depends upon. Okay, this is about the pacing. Our next is measurement with piezometer. What is meant by piezometer? The piezometer is an instrument shaped like a watch and it is carried in a pocket or attached to one leg. The piezometer is usually instrument. The shape of the piezometer, it look like the watch. The piezometer usually look like a watch. This piezometer is carried either in the pocket. It can be kept in the pocket or it is attached to one leg. Attached to one leg means by catching the piezometer in the pocket, this measurement can be taken, or by keeping this instrument to the leg also we can calculate. The mechanism of the instrument is operated by motion of body and it automatically registers the number of paces. Thus avoid the monotony and strain of counting the paces by the surveyor. In first case, pacing, we are counting the number of footsteps by ourselves. Means we are only doing the surveying and we are only counting the number of paces. But in case of passometer, we are using one instrument. We are using an instrument known as a passometer. In this case, the instrument automatically registers the number of phases. It automatically registers the number of paces. Means it automatically count the number of paces. We are not required to count it by us, so that the time can be saved by using this instrument. The number of paces registered by passometer can be multiplied by average length of the pace to get the distance. So in case of passometer, for getting the distances, the distance can be find out by using formula number of paces multiplied by average length. By taking the number of paces multiplied by average length, we can find the distance. So this is the second one, measurement with passometer. Third one is measurement with pedometer. Okay, the pedometer is a device which is similar to passometer, except that adjusted to the length of the pace of the person carrying it. It registers the total distance covered by any number of paces. This pedometer is same as passometer. But what is the difference between the passometer and pedometer? In case of the passometer, fixed length of the pace is taken. Means footsteps. Only one length is fixed. By taking that fixed length of the pace, we are counting the distances. So it is a difference between the passometer and pedometer. It registers the total distance covered by number of paces. So in case of the pedometer, we will get the total distance directly. There is no need of any formula. In case of pedometer, we are getting directly the total distance. Next, fourth one is measurement by odometer and speedometer. So first is odometer. Okay, what is odometer? The odometer is an instrument for registering the number of revolutions of a wheel. It is used for finding the number of revolutions of a wheel. Means how many revolutions or how many times the wheel is rotating. By counting the number of revolutions, we can measure the distance. This is known as odometer. The well-known speedometer work on this principle. So speedometer. The speedometer also work on the same principle as that of the odometer. The odometer and speedometer, these both instruments work on the principle of number of revolutions of a wheel. The odometer is fitted to a wheel which is rolled along the line whose length is required. This odometer is usually connected to a wheel. In case of odometer, it is connected to a wheel, and by rotating the wheel, we can count the number of revolutions and the distance can be find out. Whereas speedometer, the speedometer is usually used in vehicles. We can usually see the speedometers in vehicles. It is used for calculating the speed of a vehicle. For calculating the speed of a vehicle, we are using this instrument speedometer. Next or final is chaining. Okay, what is chaining? The chaining is a term which is used to denote measuring distance either with help of a chain or a tape. In this, the distance can be measured either with chain or a tape or a chain. By using chain or a tape, the distance can be measured. So it is known as chaining. It is a most accurate method of making direct measurements. The chaining is usually accurate method. Means we will get the exact value in case of the chaining method when compared to remaining instruments. Okay. For ordinary precision, a chain can be used, and for higher precision, a tape can be used. For calculating some ordinary precision means for calculating some ordinary calculations, we are using a chain, and for higher precision, we are using a tape. Okay, so in this video I explained you what are the different kinds in direct measurement, that is by pacing, measurement with passometer, measurement with pedometer, and measurement by odometer and speedometer. Next is chaining. In case of pacing, what is meant by paces means footsteps. In pacing, the survey can be done very quickly. It is also used for checking the distances. So in case of the pacing, we can count the number of paces with our foot, and the distances are calculated. Here the length of pace usually depends upon the nature of the ground. slope of the country and speed of the pacing. Next type is passometer. The passometer, in case of the passometer is an instrument. It usually look like a watch. The passometer can be carried in a pocket, or the passometer can be attached to the human leg. So this passometer automatically count the number of paces. Means in this no one is required. A surveyor is not required to count the number of paces. This instrument automatically count the number of paces so that the work can be done very fastly and quickly in case of passometer. For calculating the distance in passometer, the formula we are taking number of paces into average length. Next is speedometer. The speedometer is just the same as the passometer, but in case of the speedometer, the length of the pace is usually fixed and the total distance can be calculated. Next is odometer. It is used for calculating the number of revolutions of a wheel. In case of odometer, we are calculating depending upon the wheel, we are calculating the number of revolutions. In this, the wheel is usually connected. In this, the odometer is instrument. It is usually connected to a wheel, and by counting the revolutions, we can count and find the distance. The speedometer is also having the same principle as that of the odometer, that is number of revolutions of a wheel. The speedometer is usually used in the vehicle for calculating the speed of the vehicles. Next, chaining. The chaining can be done in two ways, that is by using tape or a chain. Okay, this chaining is very accurate method because it gives the exact values. Okay, next, when in case of chaining we can use chain or tape. When we are using chain and when we are using tape, for calculating the ordinary precision or calculations we are using chain, and for higher precision and calculations we are using tape. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.